Welcome to FCR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Thursday, May 25th. We are talking right now with Big Al McMordie from BigAl.com. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. First, we're going to talk about tonight's Game 5, Boston and Cleveland. Then we're also going to touch on some of the early lines that are already out for Game 1 in Cleveland and Golden State. The market, of course, assuming that Cleveland moves on and gets past Boston and probably wins tonight. Al McMordie, thanks for being with us. Cleveland right now is a 10-point road favorite right now, and some places still have 9.5. But of course, you know, we saw what happened in Game 4. Cleveland was actually down at the half, then they rallied back in a major way to just miss the cover, but to still get a double-digit win anyway. Maybe that was some kind of a wake-up call for Cleveland. You know, it's been a wacky, kind of unpredictable playoff so far. I have to assume here that Cleveland comes out focused and motivated at least to start. And I'm thinking maybe Cleveland on the first half is the best way to bet this one. What's your take on Game 5 tonight?
Well, I think the best play in Game 5 is to take the under for me. You know, I mean, elimination games, you know, any elimination game, whether it was a best of 5 series, you know, in the first round up until 2002 or a best of 7 series, any elimination game tends to go under the total 55% of the time. So that's always something you want to look at in an elimination game. Also, Boston and Cleveland, when they play in Boston, they've gone under the total 9 out of the last 12 meetings. Boston has gone under the total 27 of its last 45 playoff games at home. And then finally, playoff games that involve a home underdog getting more than 4 points, those games have gone 85 and 65 under the total 57%. So I do like the under in this ballgame. As far as the side, I don't really like the side a lot. It is worth noting, though, that Boston is 0-8 straight up and against the spread its last 8 playoff games as a home dog of more than 2 points. That goes back to 1996. We saw what happened the first 2 games of this series. So I wouldn't necessarily want to take the points with Boston, but I don't necessarily want to lay it either.
All right, so your pick on the game, though, is the under. It's interesting. It has gotten bet up a little bit. It was 214.5 on the opener. Now it's all the way up to 216.5. The Greek has a lean to the under. They're still hanging 216, but under 216.5 minus 110. You think that's the play with the best value tonight?
I do.
All right, sounds good. And I will agree with you, Al, but I'll give a pick on I'll just give Cleveland minus 5.5 on the first half. Hopefully they can come out and dominate as I hope they want to. And now let's quickly look at some of the Game 1 lines that are already out at many books for Cleveland Golden State. Of course, this game 1 of that series will tip on June 1st, Thursday, June 1st, and Golden State, of course, will be at home. I'm seeing lines of 7.5, Heritage hanging 7, and the total may be a little bit surprisingly high at 225. Obviously, you know, Cleveland defense has been their liability this year, and they've been very explosive offensively. So if this were a regular season game, that total would make a lot of sense to me. But for a Game 1 in a playoff series, feels a little bit high to me. And then as far as Golden State as a favorite of 7.5 points, I have no real opinion as of right now. What are your early thoughts on the likely betting value for Game 1 in the Cleveland Golden State series?
Well, Peter, you know, if you recall, we did videos way back in football season, and I told you that I thought that the Golden State Warriors were the best futures bet of all time at minus 127 odds. And I even said back then in October that I thought Golden State was going to go 16-0 in this year's playoffs, and 12 down, 4 to go. And, you know, I thought that was the best 100-to-1 you know, long shot bet of all time. You know, Golden State going 16-0. And so far, if you would have taken Golden State to sweep Portland, to sweep Utah, and to sweep San Antonio, you could have rolled a $1,000 stake. You'd now be sitting on $22,500, and you can roll that $22,500, you know, on a series sweep against Cleveland. That's probably going to be about a 5 or 6 to 1 bet. So you'll get over 100 to 1 odds, you know, payoff. So it's, you know what I'm thinking here. I like Golden State to win Game 1 at minus 330 odds. I don't necessarily think I'm going to lay the 7.5. I haven't made my decision there yet, but I do think Golden State's going to win Game 1 of the NBA Finals at minus 330 odds. And then for the series, of course, they're minus 270, and I like them at minus 270 as well. And then I think the very best prop bet that's not laying big odds like that, I think the very best prop bet would be to take the under. They should come out at 5.5 games. I think the NBA Finals will go under 5.5 games.
Really? So that's very interesting because, yeah, I did see it's possible that Golden State right now, just to win the series at minus 270, has some huge value because I did a little bit of in-depth research into this, and I found some advanced analytics that indicate that Golden State might actually be more like a 90% favorite to win this series, and that the true odds for them winning the series should be about minus 1,000. So how are you feeling? Obviously, yes, you did at the beginning of the playoffs. You predicted in our videos that that Golden State would win the national championship by going 16-0. Of course, these are the toughest 4 games that they're going to be confronted with. You still feel like a sweep is a legit possibility and maybe even worth betting on at big underdog odds even now?
Yeah, I mean, I think basically, what people also don't necessarily understand when a team is this good as Golden State, the only game they really have to win is Game 3. I mean, that's the tough game. When you win Game 1 and Game 2, if you win Game 3, Game 4 is pretty much a fait accompli. Where the other team just rolls over and dies. So you're going to have, I just don't believe Cleveland can win at Golden State, and then it's going to come down to a 1-game bet. It's going to come down to Game 3. That's the tough game. But when you're getting 6 or 7 to 1 odds on a sweep by Golden State, I think there's value there. But I also think there's value on taking Golden State to win on 5 games exact. I also think there's a great bet to take just the NBA Finals itself to be under 5.5 games. I think those are the 3 prop bets I would strongly recommend.
All right, you don't think Adam Silver is going to give a call to all the refs and tell them that he needs at least 6 games for this series for revenue purposes?
If Adam Silver and the NBA's competition committee and the execs really wanted to see 6 and 7 game series, and they would reseed after the quarterfinal round before the semifinal round, it wouldn't have made a difference really this year, but they really should be reseeding once you get to the Final Four, so you have more often than not the best opportunity to get the 2 best teams in the NBA Finals. This year we don't have a dud of a finals, but we've had lots of duds over the past 25 years. You can think of, Lakers versus Indiana, Lakers versus the New Jersey Nets, etc. And they really should consider reseeding at the Final Four stage, and more often than not, then have the best opportunity to get the 2 best teams in the finals. It worked out good for them this year, but I worry about future years.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they could do, actually, a few ideas I've had. But for tonight's game, Game 5, Cleveland-Boston, Al McMordie liking the under 210.5, a -110, and Al McMordie very awesomely predicted a sweep of all 16 games for Golden State. First 12 games has gone according to Al's prediction, and Al thinks that there's still a real chance that might happen, and that there might also be betting value on taking under 5.5 games in the series. Thorough analysis. Thanks for all your thoughts on this. Al McMordie, talk to you again very soon. And your website is bigal.com. Give a plug for that for anyone who wants to visit your website. Tell us what we can find there.
Sure. Well, we have 16 handicappers at the website. We've got folks like myself, Brandon Shively, Larry Ness, Scott Spreitzer, Tom Stryker, Doc Sports, ASA, 16 handicappers in all. Folks can go to bigal.com and click on picks for sale for all of our best selections. Or if you just want to get complimentary winners, you don't have to purchase anything. Just get free picks every day. We have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 free picks every single day. 2 from myself, 1 from Larry Ness, 1 from Scott Spreitzer. Just go to bigal.com and click on free picks.
All right. Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Peter.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.